Walter was 67 when his prostate started making his life miserable again. He was waking up 3 times a night, could barely sit through a movie, and long car rides, forget it. But what turned things around wasn't a pill. It was something his doctor told him to eat. His doctor said it wasn't cancer, just a common case of benign prostate enlargement. Normal at your age, the doctor told him, let's keep an eye on it. But for Walter, normal meant constant discomfort. He felt pressure, soreness, a weak stream, and a sense that he was never fully done in the bathroom. Medications helped a little, but left him dizzy, and surgery, he wasn't ready for that. Then came a simple conversation that changed everything. While visiting a nutritionist for general health advice, Walter mentioned his prostate issues in passing. The doctor paused, then asked, "Have you ever tried adding collagen to your diet? Not a pill, real food. There's one thing I'd suggest you eat daily. It's old-fashioned, but it works." Walter was skeptical. Collagen? Isn't that for wrinkles and skin creams? The doctor smiled. That's what most people think. But collagen, when it comes from the right source, can do far more, especially for men dealing with inflammation around the prostate. Now let's be clear, no food is a magic cure, but what Walter learned is something every man over 60 deserves to hear. By the end of this video, you'll know what that food is, how it works, and why it might be the one thing you've never considered that could make a real difference in how you feel day to day. But first, we need to understand what's really going on down there. For millions of men over 60, the prostate slowly starts to grow. It's not cancer. It's not always dangerous, but it sure is frustrating. This condition is known as BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia. It can make you feel like you have to go constantly, it can keep you up at night, it can cause a weak or interrupted stream, or even make you feel pain or pressure in the lower pelvis. And while many men turn to medications or just suffer through it, few realize that something as basic as the structure of your body's tissues, including connective tissues around the prostate, can play a role in how intense your symptoms are. This is where collagen enters the picture. Collagen isn't just about skin and joints. Inside your body, collagen forms the framework of many soft tissues. It's like the scaffolding that keeps everything in place and moving smoothly. When that structure begins to break down, due to age, poor nutrition, or inflammation, everything from your joints to your internal organs can feel the strain. What most people don't realize is that collagen also plays a role in supporting and calming irritated tissues around the prostate. It helps regulate inflammation, it promotes tissue healing, and certain amino acids found in collagen, like glycine and proline, have been shown to support a healthy nervous system, reduce nighttime urination, and ease general pelvic discomfort. So what's the food? It's not a pill, it's not a powder. It's bone broth. Yes, good old-fashioned, slow-simmered bone broth, made by boiling animal bones, usually chicken or beef, for several hours, sometimes overnight. It becomes rich in natural collagen, amino acids, and minerals. This isn't just a trend, it's something our grandparents and great-grandparents knew instinctively. When someone was sick or weak, what did they get? A warm bowl of homemade broth. Today, modern science is finally catching up. Studies show that bone broth provides a natural, easy-to-absorb form of collagen, and when consumed regularly, just a cup a day, it can help reduce inflammation in the body, support soft tissue repair, and even promote better sleep. Walter didn't love the idea at first, but he agreed to try it 1 cup of homemade bone broth each evening, about an hour before bed. After just a few nights, he started sleeping better. By the 2nd week, he was only waking up once a night. The pressure he'd felt in his lower abdomen began to ease. He described it as a soft loosening, like something finally let go. After a month, he told his wife, "I feel like I got a piece of my life back." He didn't stop his regular checkups, he didn't stop watching his diet or exercising, but this one small, gentle change made a big difference, and it didn't come with any side effects. Now, is bone broth going to fix everything? Of course not, but for many older men dealing with discomfort, it may be the missing piece. You see, bone broth isn't just warm and comforting, it's a nutrient-rich tonic, loaded with glycine, which can help calm the nervous system, glutamine, which supports gut health, and collagen peptides, which are the building blocks for healing tissue. If your prostate is enlarged, that means the surrounding tissues are inflamed or under pressure. That includes muscles, nerves, and even your bladder walls. Bone broth delivers what those tissues need to relax, repair, and function better. And here's something else most men don't know. When your gut health improves, everything from hormone regulation to inflammation management gets easier. Bone broth supports gut lining integrity, which can help the body become less reactive, and that includes in the prostate area. We'll talk more about how to make bone broth easily at home and how to pair it with a few lifestyle tweaks that can speed up your progress in part 2 of this video. But before we move on, here's what I want you to remember. Sometimes the answers aren't in the pharmacy aisle, sometimes they're simmering quietly on your stove. If you're a man over 60 and you're tired of the nightly trips to the bathroom, the discomfort, the constant urge to go, then give your body something simple, nourishing, and proven. And if this story reminds you of someone you care about, your husband, your dad, your brother, share this with them. Let them know they're not alone and that there may be a natural way to feel better again. So how do you actually start? Making bone broth at home is simpler than most people think. You don't need a fancy slow cooker, you don't need to be a chef, and no, you don't need to boil anything for 24 hours like some recipes suggest. Here's what works for most men who are trying this for the first time. Take a pot. Add in a few pieces of beef marrow bones or chicken bones, back, neck, feet, whatever you can find. Add water, a splash of apple cider vinegar to help draw out the minerals, a bit of onion or garlic for flavor, and bring it to a gentle boil. Then simmer. For beef bones, 8 to 10 hours is great, but even 4-6 can be enough to get benefits. For chicken, 3-4 hours does the trick. You can strain it, sip it, and even store it in the fridge for up to 5 days. Some men pour a warm mug in the evening, others mix it into soups or rice. Now, let's say you don't cook or don't want the mess. There are now ready-made bone broths at many grocery stores. Just check the label to make sure it's not full of sodium or additives. Look for the phrase "slow simmered" and make sure real bones are listed in the ingredients. The important thing is consistency. Like Walter, give it 3-4 weeks of daily use. Your body needs time to rebuild tissue and reduce inflammation. And while bone broth can be powerful on its own, pairing it with a few simple lifestyle changes can speed things up and make the results more noticeable. First, stay hydrated, but stop drinking large amounts of water late at night. Many older adults sip water all evening, which only increases nighttime bathroom trips. Instead, get most of your hydration earlier in the day. Second, cut back on caffeine and alcohol after 2 p.m. Both irritate the bladder and prostate, and even small amounts can make symptoms worse. Third, consider doing gentle pelvic floor exercises. They're not just for women, men can benefit too. These exercises help strengthen the muscles around the bladder and prostate, improving control and reducing urgency. Fourth, eat anti-inflammatory foods regularly. That means leafy greens like spinach or kale, oily fish like sardines or salmon, and spices like turmeric. These work hand in hand with collagen to calm the body from the inside out. And finally, move your body every day. Even a 20-minute walk helps with circulation to the lower pelvis, digestion, and hormone regulation. Now, you might be wondering, who should not start bone broth? If you have advanced kidney disease and need to monitor protein or phosphorus levels closely, Talk to your doctor before starting. Also, those with sensitivities to histamines or long synsma foods might need a milder broth, or try using pressure cookers to reduce histamine levels. And if you're a vegetarian or plant-based, there's an option for you too. Try simmering seaweed, mushrooms and root vegetables. This creates a rich, mineral-packed broth that supports gut health and reduces inflammation. It won't have animal collagen, but it will still contain gelatin-like polysaccharides and anti-inflammatory compounds that benefit the prostate. Now let's go back to Walter for a moment. He stuck with the bone broth routine, 1 warm cup every evening, paired with better habits and gentle movement. 3 months in, he no longer planned his days around restroom access. He slept better, had more energy in the morning, and even joked with his wife that she got the old Walter back. Was it a miracle? No. But it was consistent, natural, affordable, and most of all, it gave him a sense of control. That's something every man deserves. Prostate discomfort isn't just about the physical symptoms, it's about the emotional weight, the irritation, the loss of freedom, the quiet frustration you rarely talk about out loud. So here's the takeaway. You don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to jump straight to medication or surgery. And you certainly don't need to accept that discomfort is just part of aging. Sometimes a gentle, nourishing change can lead to real relief. So try the broth, give it a few weeks, pair it with the right habits, and see how your body responds. And if you found this helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you care about. Because at this stage in life, it's the small things, like better sleep, fewer interruptions, and feeling steady in your own body, that make all the difference. And if you want more honest, simple, and natural ideas for staying healthy after 60, go ahead and subscribe. This channel is here for you, every step of the way.